Hi, gorgeous, and welcome to the Confident, Energized, and Sexy Mama Show. I am Dorit Palvanov, your host, feminine energy expert, health coach for women, registered holistic nutritionist, and the creator of the groundbreaking health and mindset program for moms, Energized, designed for perimenopausal women who are done having kids and are ready to get their confidence, energy, and sexy back. Ladies, think about it. What would the world look like if, as women, we stopped being so harsh on ourselves and instead felt more energized, powerful, confident, and more connected to our bodies? What if, as women, we honored the fact that we are built and wired differently than men, and being different does not mean being inferior? That the go, go, go mentality, alongside doing more to have more without ever pausing and resting, only leads to chronic stress, anxiety, burnout, overwhelm, lack of joy, and corrodes our health, relationships, and vitality. What if, as women, wives, and mothers, we had the courage and confidence to desire more? More freedom, power, energy, joy, abundance, pleasure, fun, play, and sex, all on our own terms. Mama, you deserve to feel good. You deserve to form healthy relationships, and your body needs, craves, and deserves pleasure. This is your birthright. You're here because you believe in your feminine energy. You're here because you care about health and the environment, and you're not afraid to take action and change. You're here because you don't want to pass on a pattern of self destruction, hiding, and not speaking your truth to your daughters. You're here because you're done feeling stuck, living a mediocre life as a half woman. You're here because you are done struggling and, frankly, can no longer afford to feel like crap. Each week, I will be here for you, dropping a healthy dose of inspiration and motivation, as well as introducing you to my brilliant guests, where we will dive deep into all things womanhood, feminine power, energy, psychology, holistic and alternative health, food, nutrition, hormones, fitness, mindset, motherhood, relationships, sex, business, and much more. So, Mama, are you ready to take back control of your health? Let's do this. Welcome to another episode, my gorgeous. Week 8 of quarantine. You will hear some noise in the background because my kids are home. Hopefully, it's not going to be too distracting. Um, I just really I'm trying to find the time to, when it's quiet and try to do it in the car a couple of times. And it's really challenging because I'm the one looking after my kids. My husband is working. And I just decided, you know what? These ladies are going through the same thing. And it's my job to show them that even though kids are around and it's not perfect and it's messy and it's loud, I am still showing up. I'm still turning on my microphone and I still share my message with you, even during quarantine. So today's podcast is titled as Help, I'm Quarantined with a Selfish Husband. And I've actually written out a blog post on my website, which I will read to you today. And that's in response to many comments and messages and DMs and emails that I've been receiving from you ladies, from my clients, from my past clients, about their partners not showing up equally in the home, in terms of childcare and in terms of household chores, and all of that stuff. And I think we need to have a conversation about this because I mean, in no way am I blaming you or blaming him, or it's not about pointing fingers. It's about really taking responsibility and owning it. The sooner you do it, the sooner you would feel um, like you know what to do and how to respond to this situation, because I know how difficult it is when the majority of the household chores, or the things that normally we don't do 100% on our own. We might be someone who pays for help. You might be someone who pays someone else to clean your home, and now all of a sudden you have to do it yourself. Not you specifically yourself, but like it's something that needs to be managed within the people who live in your home, because now it's dangerous to let in somebody from the outside. You might be someone who pays for childcare, so whether it's daycare or school, and you are used to having your kids being occupied during the day or being in a program while you're working during the day. I know I am. And now, obviously, for obvious reasons, it's not possible. The kids are home, so somebody needs to take care of the kids. Somebody needs to feed them. Somebody needs to make sure that they have a routine. Somebody needs to make sure that they're learning and that they have outdoor time. Like, kids, especially when they're young, they need care, so somebody needs to do that. So unless there is a specific division of responsibility, I mean, in my personal case, my husband and we have sort of like an agreement between us. We have this kind of like a division of responsibility between us, and so I am responsible for the kids, for the home, and he's responsible for working. And so he owns his own business, and it would be really irresponsible of me to get him involved in household stuff while he is still working in the business. And so we've had to kind of make some adjustments and changes, and he is helping more in the kids in the evenings so that I can catch up with my work, and so that he can spend more time with the kids. And it's more of basically kind of like going back and forth between him and I, rotating kids and the home and the cooking and all that stuff. And so this is how we are finding our sense of flow in our family. And so therefore I didn't really find it that challenging, but I see a lot of women struggling. And so that is the reason why I've written this article. I highly encourage you to stay till the end, because at the end of this article, I will be sharing something really exciting that will start, if you're listening in real time, next week. I will be inviting you into a challenge, and so I will be sharing more about that at the very end, so stay tuned. All right, let's start. So it goes like this. When I was 16 years old, I dated a great guy. He was handsome, smart, and made me laugh really hard. I was in love with him head over heels. My very naive 16-year-old hormone-laden brain believed this was the guy. But all of this changed after I met his mom. Nope, this isn't another monster-in-law story. In fact, his mom was sweet and accepting. She welcomed me with a huge smile and a hug, and even offered me to join them for dinner. But that's when my inner compass began to go haywire. Picture this. My then boyfriend and I are sitting on the sofa in their living room. His mom approaches us with dinner, puts it in front of us on the little coffee table, along with some cutlery and napkins, and leaves. Her son eats the soup, wipes his mouth, leaves the dirty dishes on the little coffee table, gets up, and moves on with his day. Now, I don't know what hit me that day, but suddenly I had a prophetic moment. I saw our life together and me replacing his mom. I was the one cooking the dinner, plating it, serving it on the little coffee table so he's comfortable in front of the TV, then cleaning up without a question. So, no, that was definitely not what I wanted for myself or my husband. This it was not the kind of life I wish to model for our children. So it is easy to see that this kind of parenting and behavior breeds selfish men. And there's a ton of these guys out there. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. You are a smart woman and you know better. You married a decent, self sufficient man who knows how to serve and clean after himself. I wanted to talk to you about a situation so many of us, women, wives, and mothers, are facing right now during the quarantine. Being locked down together with our partners and children in each other's faces 24/7, a lot of us find our male partners not showing up the way we expect them to. Husbands exhibit selfish behavior, and wives are getting angry. I've asked the women in my community how this is showing up for them, and here's what they've answered. So it's a quote. In our house, today is a good example. We are both working from home and booked into many conference calls. While he holds up in a bedroom to take his calls, he's expecting that I will take care of the kids entirely on my own, with no regard for the work I get to do too. Managing schoolwork, being a referee, and feeding kids constantly, all on top of my work responsibilities and conference calls, has made it a high stress day. Another mama said, and there are many examples in the actual blog post, another mama said, my husband takes like 40 minutes to go to the bathroom instead of his normal 20 minutes. That's real. But the real thing that bothers me is he sees me working on picking up dinner and cleaning, and he chooses not to help some nights. Okay? I have more examples, but I'm just reading a couple of them. So if before quarantine your life was busy, now it's hard. Real hard. On top of your regular responsibilities, you now have to homeschool your kids, plan and cook endless meals, go to the grocery store during a global pandemic, manage everyone's emotions, manage household logistics, do the laundry, control screen time, be a referee for the kids, and the list goes on. All the while still working from home. The last thing you want is to manage an adult. So it makes a total sense. So why are men so selfish? Why do they think it's okay to disappear in the bathroom for 40 minutes or work out in the middle of the day? Why do they expect us to take care of our house, our children, and our money alone? My business mentor, Lori Kennedy, shared in an article how a man was bragging about getting his wife a cleaning lady. His reasoning was, I hired a cleaner for my wife so she didn't have to do it. That connected the dots for me. Excuse me? Isn't this your house too? Aren't you responsible for cleaning the house as well? This is a hard pill to swallow for many men and women, but this is our social conditioning playing out in full color. We women are socially trained to look after our children and homes, and men are conditioned that these are a woman's job. In other words, men learn that the house, the kitchen, and the children are a woman's domain. To keep the peace, they better stay out. So they do. Over time, he becomes a periphery parent. He sees himself himself as an occasional babysitter instead of a full-on co-parent. He becomes an occasional lodger. He pays the rent and lives there, but other than a few chores here and there, he doesn't have to do much. You ask for help, but he still doesn't change, so you pick your battles and keep the peace. Your husband sees you owning your role in the house. He sees how you rock it. He doesn't consider the burnout because you take pride in it. Your husband sees you running around, driving the kids to and from, checking kids' homework, cooking, cleaning, sneaking in a load of laundry in between dinner and bedtime, loading the dishwasher, and then working until midnight. He sees you managing to do it all. So how can you blame him? And here's a quote from Dr. Phil. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you stop, and what you reinforce. Quarantine life is a mirror, not only because of the disruption to your normal routine, but also due to what it makes you face at home. It turns the things that used to itch or tickle into a full-on inflamed bruise. That burnout you feel isn't new, is it? Remember how you wished for him to help out with the kids more often? Remember how you wished it would be great if he could make the dinner once or twice a week? Or how about him regulating the kids' emotions for once? Be honest, none of this is new. The difference is that now it's in your face constantly and it burns. So what can you do? Look, I'm not a relationship expert, but here's what I do know to be true deep in my heart. It all begins with you. It begins with women understanding themselves and evolves into women understanding men. When I got married 11 years ago, I remember my rabbi telling me that if I wanted to be successful in my marriage, I have to realize that the man is the head, but the woman is the neck. The head cannot turn without the neck. So be a smart neck. Understand yourself as a woman. In his book, Unleash the Power of the Female Brain, Supercharging Yours for Better Health, Energy, Mood, Focus, and Sex, famous neuroscientist and founder of Amen Clinics, Dr. Daniel Amen, talks about 5 points that make the female brain different. Number 1, we have a higher capacity for empathy. Number 2, we're better collaborators. We thrive in teams. Number 3, women are concerned about the social cohesion of the group and are wired for a little worry. This is why you can't sleep at night after you've had a fight with your child or when your husband yells at your child. Number 4, women are more risk averse than men. Number 5, women have a greater volume in part of the prefrontal cortex, which is our executive part of the brain. And that is the center for judgment, planning, empathy, and impulse control. That explains a lot, doesn't it? On top of that, women have ovaries, men don't. Our endocrine system culminates every 28 days approximately, while male hormones restart every 24 hours. This is huge. This means that the male starts fresh every day, while a female needs more time to reset how she feels, what she craves, who she wants to interact with, how she wants to connect with the world, etc. Every day is different. Women in general have a greater capacity for emotional expression, but most women don't know how to express themselves. It's like having the capacity for 88 piano keys, but constantly playing middle C day in and day out. Your man needs you to feel and then express yourself in a way that will land with him. This is what being his neck means. Alison Armstrong, author, speaker, and expert on understanding men, provides a clear list of why the woman of today struggles. Number 1, we have needs, but most of us put them aside in deference to the needs of others. We overvalue self-sacrifice and pay dearly for it. Number two, we have the life giving ability to nurture and provide for others. Excuse me, but feel selfish or weak when we're the ones who need nurturing for, or help. When we go without, we become resentful and can appear cold and hard. Number three, we are challenged by our own limited ability to receive. We say no to show our independence and self sufficiency and are left feeling resentful and alone. Number four, when we are available to receive, we can get run over, not knowing how to set boundaries with people we care about and not wanting to hurt or offend. We can feel like a doormat, fearful of being taken advantage of, fearful of getting in trouble, and eventually giving up because we lack the skill and ability to be receptive and self-honoring. And lastly, number five, women can become masculine as a result of today's work and cultural environments. Not knowing how and when to switch back into feminine mode can be disastrous to relationships. Most of us have overdeveloped masculine attributes that leave us feeling unfulfilled and wondering, is that all there is? Sounds familiar? Yes, woman, you are a complex being, but you are also magnificent. Understanding that is crucial to the health of your family, your home, your community, and the world. Understand your man. One thing you need to know about men is that a man follows a woman's needs. Yes, if your man loves you, he wants to please you and make you happy. I know this from my own marriage as well as from Alison Armstrong's work. I love her list of tidbits about communicating effectively with the men and getting what you want, and I will link that up in the show notes. This list will change your marriage and how you see each other. I promise, after reading and implementing some of the strategies, you will reconsider calling him selfish. I highly recommend reading Armstrong's book, The Queen Code, for further exploration. You will have more compassion and kindness towards him and yourself. One of the most powerful ways to thrive in the dynamics between men and women is understanding a man's need, and I have it in capital letters, for a woman who knows how to be in her feminine. This is the essence of the polarity God created to make the male-female relationships thrive. Every man desires for power and respect from his woman, but we rob it from them by doing it all. Women are afraid that being feminine means being weak. So he sees how strong you are. You never complain. You're not a high maintenance woman. You can sustain yourself financially. If it wasn't for the kids needing a father, you wouldn't even need him. And that's not my language. That's explicitly something that one of the ladies who connected with me, that's what she said. This, my love, is a recipe for disconnection and a divorce. Now, I'm not talking about times when a divorce is absolutely necessary for both parties, but about times when a divorce could seem to elude for the wrong reasons, just because you are afraid of being vulnerable and to take the charge for yourself and for your relationship. So, bottom line, your husband isn't selfish, and if he is, you've allowed that to happen over time. He's just confused and lacking clarity. Remember, your man responds to you. To change that, you have to take responsibility and ownership for your behavior. I promise you, if you do that, he will change. It's not going to happen fast, but it will happen eventually. During quarantine, compassionate, crystal clear communication is key, especially when you're talking with a man. He needs clarity, compassion, and consistency. Here's an example. Instead of saying, "Get off the couch and load the dishwasher," it sounds degrading, emasculating, and disrespectful. Try saying something like this. "Honey, I'm going upstairs to get ready for bed. After you're done watching your show, please load the dishwasher. I really appreciate when you leave the sink clean for me. See? Respectful, receptive, non-judging, empowering, allowing, feminine. Here's another example related to parenting. Instead of saying, "You never spend time with the kids. What kind of father are you?" Try saying something like this: "Honey, there's something I've never told you. When we got married, I saw a great potential in you to be a great father. I know you're tired. I know you're overworked and busy, and I appreciate everything you're doing for our family. I and the kids feel safe with you. You are our rock. I think right now, during the quarantine, is a great opportunity for the kids to experience the true you. What do you think?" Right? So don't tell him what to do. Empower him to take the lead, to be the one who is going um, to make the change for himself. Right? It's the same with their kids, and it's the same in a relationship. He needs to see you in your receptive, allowing, and most feminine so that he can step into the great man that he is. Allow that. Being feminine doesn't mean being weak. It means showing up more gentle, less criticizing, compassionate, believing, trusting, receptive, magnetic. If you want to learn more about how to engage your feminine, I have a whole podcast, this podcast, dedicated to that. So go ahead and binge listen. If you're short on time, start with episode number 129. You are also welcome to join for my upcoming 5-day challenge, which we will begin on Monday, April the 27th. So if you're listening in real time, it's April 27th, 2020. It's a 5-day challenge to restore your flow at home, work, and body during quarantine. So if you're feeling out of order, stuck, ugly, fat, heavy, bloated, dull, dry, unsexy, and all the things in your body, this is for you. If you feel unsuccessful as a homeschooler, this is for you. If you feel angry because your husband doesn't show up as an equal partner in the home, it's for you as well. If you're overwhelmed due to a load of responsibilities and a hectic work schedule, this is for you. So join me on a journey to restore your flow at home, work, and in your body in 5 days during quarantine. All you have to do is head on over to my website, www.doritpalvanov.com/flow challenge, all one word, and make sure to register. If you are ready to cultivate flow in your body, home, and work and need support and coaching, you can book a free intro call with me. And after you book that, we will hop on the phone to see if we are a good fit to work together. So to do that, what you need to do is to go to my website, www.doritpalvanov.com/discovery-call. Fill that out, and then we will connect right after that. And that's it. Love, you totally got this. I know it sounds like it's all on you, but the truth is that we are women. As women, we are the ones who create the ecosystem in our home. We are responsible for the atmosphere and the energy. And I'm sure that you're listening to this show and you're attracted to me and to my voice and to my message because you, like I am, you believe that the home is sacred. And whatever you're building at home, the relationships with your kids, with yourself, with your spouse, these are the foundational relationships that are necessary for you to thrive in the world in a bigger way. And especially now during the quarantine, these are the relationships that are being tested. So like I mentioned in previous podcasts, right now, I believe it's a spiritual opportunity to really reconnect with our true selves and to explore those foundational relationships. So I know you can do this. I 100% believe in you. There is no doubt in my mind that you are capable to do this. And I want to send you off with so much love. I hope you are staying safe. I hope your families are doing great. Reach out to me on Instagram. Find me at Dorit Palvanov Coaching. Let's talk. Let's continue this conversation. I want to support you. I want you to succeed. And with that, I am sending you off with much, much love and many, many blessings. And I'll catch you next time. Bye for now. Wait, before you go, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And if you did, I want to know about it. So snap a picture of you listening to this episode and share it on Instagram or Facebook. On Instagram, you can tag me at Dorit Palvanov Coaching. So Dorit is spelled as Dorit and Palvanov spelled as Palvanov Coaching. So it's all one word. Or you can use the hashtag Confident, Energized, and Sexy Mama Podcast. You see, my personal goal beyond having amazing conversations with guests or hosting solo episodes is to increase the visibility for this platform and these messages to be shared and heard by women who need it the most. And there's no way that I can do this on my own. So I'm asking you, the incredible community of confident, energized, and sexy mamas, to help me with this goal. So whether you're coming to me through iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you're listening to the show from, please rate, review, and subscribe to the show. This would mean the world to me, and it's so helpful for other mothers who are looking for this information. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.